I'm going to be honest, the UK is a fucking terrible place to live. You know, I was driving my car a minute ago and I almost crashed because of a pothole. If you want to use the dump, for example, say you want to clear your house out, you've got to book yourself in nowadays. So it's just ridiculous. You know, you pay so much money in tax. The police service doesn't work properly. There's knife crime everywhere, you know, and we're not getting what we should for what we pay.
Because Britain is in distress. It's in crisis, actually, yeah. Every single public service that we need is on its arse, and every single one of those Conservative MPs are richer than when they first came to power. We're not though, are we?
Council tax. Nobody prepared me for the cost of council tax. I've just moved into my own flat, and it's rented obviously, and I got the bill for the council tax and I wanted to throw up. Why is it so expensive? I don't want it. I actually don't want to be an adult. Bills and bills and bills, like serious bills. I don't want to pay them. I never prepared for it. I don't like it.
So the cost of living crisis hit my family really hard. I was working every hour under the sun as a teacher, and I still couldn't pay my bills. My mother-in-law works in the NHS. She was living on a food bank. We were living on a food bank. She wasn't being able to pay her bills because of everything that was going on. You know, teacher strikes. NHS strikes, you know, that affected me and my family really hard because we are not being paid enough to be able to afford to live. Yeah. So I think we need to be taking care of our own, ensuring that everybody has is being cared for. I have children, so I would like my children not to grow up in poverty because that's just the way it is.
Initially, when I became a pharmacist, I thought I would be able to work 4-day weeks, I would be fine, but you just don't make enough money. And in addition to that, it's like, one, you're getting taxed now because you're making big boy money. In addition to that, then I've also got my graduate tax, aka my student loan, that is coming out of my account every single paycheck that I get, student loan. And then on top of that, then tax, and then NI, and then I'm left with 5p. So at the end of the day, I have to work 5-6 day weeks in order for me to kind of make money back. It's so actually very rude. The amount that I got taxed, I was like, I'm actually a child. Why are you snatching money from a child? I'm a child, I'm 26. But why are you snatching money from me? I just made it, and you're taking it away from me. In this UK, they tax you so much, there's actually no point of working.
100% men that are stopped from seeing their kids should not have to pay child maintenance. Why should a man that wants to see his kids and is trying to see his kids, but the woman is stopping him from seeing the kids, why should he then have to pay child maintenance? Why? Tell me why he should. He shouldn't. So you don't want him to have anything to do with the child. He's not allowed to see that child. He's not allowed to touch the child. He's not allowed to talk to the child. But you want money off him. You want to take money off of him.
So over 60 people, men and women by the way, have been hit with court orders by Birmingham Magistrates Court for failing to pay child maintenance. Now, I'm not going to reveal people's names, but a quick Google search will give you all the information you need. There's so many articles about this at the moment. They've listed the individuals' names, the amount owed, and the area they're based. For example, this person here, £808 for a 2-year period. That works out to be about £40 a month. You wasn't paying £40 a month. But then we have people like this, right? 38k over 6 years. 38k over 6 years, that's £500+ a month. If you're having to pay £500 plus a month, you're probably on a decent salary. Or you've got 200 kids, I don't know. Point being, why are we not paying this? Now don't get me wrong, there may have been reasons why this was not paid. However, none of these people showed up in court to dispute it. But yet we have people disputing parking tickets because no one wants to pay their parking fines. Because someone will knock at your door, your car will get clamped, there will be consequences, but yet we're not paying child maintenance. We'll make sure we pay them parking tickets, but we won't pay child maintenance. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Show us a parking ticket, look. Everyone's got a parking ticket. Look at this, and everyone's paid.
Manchester City Council for you.
Yeah. They're all fuming, look.
Alright, let's go find
All got parking tickets and everyone's paid. I'll have to TikTok that, won't we? How do you feel about it, Lisa?
Fucking fuming, mate.
It really grinds my gears when, like, I'm driving, I'm minding my own business, I'm sticking to the speed limit, and I'm getting tailgated. It happens all the time. Like, you know the kind of cars that do it, right? And they want to do 50 and a 30, and I don't particularly want to. Like, I don't want to get pulled over, I don't want to get a fine or caught by a speed camera. I can't afford it. So that annoys me in itself when people are like tailgating you. But like, what I find really entertaining is when they're doing that and they're tailgating and they're getting all pissy and they're like, ooh, in their car because their wife won't sleep with them, and one of their headlights is out. And I'm sorry, but I can't take you seriously. Like, I'm looking in my mirror and your car is winking at me. Like, I cannot take you seriously. Go and get it fixed, and then we can talk about speed limit.
We've currently got 170 patients in the department. That's 170, quite a few. There are 90 patients waiting to be seen at the moment. That's 90 of you are still waiting to be seen. Our current wait time for a doctor is 7.5 hours. I will estimate that by the time I go home in the morning at 8 o'clock, some of you will still be here waiting for a doctor, because the wait will get up to 12 or 13 hours. I will expect that. There are currently no beds in the trust. We're trying to make some space as we can, but if people are admitted, there is a chance they might stay in A&E for the night. So we will make you comfortable, we will do our best, we will look after you, but please don't expect that you'll be going straight to a ward, because that may not happen.
Let's talk about living in the UK, part 1, and this episode is dedicated all to dentists. Let's talk about dentists. What's happened to the NHS dentists, especially if you live in the counties? Not sure if this is going on in cities, I don't believe so, like Birmingham, where I'm originally from, but down here in the counties, it is hard, impossible even, to find an NHS dentist. They've all gone private, and so then they're wanting it's like they priced it secretly, so everybody's charging £120 just to see the dentist. If you've got children, you can't even get in to see a dentist. Literally, you are going to the hospital, having to wait for antibiotics if you have an abscess or a tooth problem. And I even know people that are going overseas to places such as Poland, Romania, Spain, in order to get dentistry for themselves and their children, when they have no connections to those countries, meaning that they're not born there, they don't have any family there, they're literally jumping on planes to get dental care. This country is gone to pot, absolutely gone to pot. I have been waiting in order to have a tooth taken out for years now.
Okay, it's not that I want to be on this app ranting all the fucking time, right? But I have to be honest. What is going on in Southeast London? Because why is everywhere a 20 zone? Like, everywhere is a 20 zone now. And I just don't understand. Like, I get the councils change it because they're supposed to make roads safer, but I don't understand, because to me, this feels like it's going to cause more car crashes. People are going to be rushing. They're not going to allow pedestrians to cross because they're going to be rushing because everyone's driving so slow. And then people are going to be, I generally think they do it as a scam, because people are going to speed and then they're going to get speeding tickets and then they're going to get fined. And I generally think they're doing it to make money. Like, remember when we was all in lockdown and they started making like parking, everywhere was permits and parking meters because they wanted to recuperate money. Gotta put money at the forefront, but it's pissing me off.
What is the deal with doctors right now? Why is it so difficult to A, get an appointment unless you're Sonic racing at 8 a.m, and B, just receive the adequate treatment? Because I'm kind of freaking out now, right? Last week, I order my sertraline, aka Prozac, aka the thing that stops me going cuckoo, cuckoo. Particularly, this is a medication that you don't want to just come off of, you don't want to just stop taking. And yet, it seems like it's always made so hard for me to just receive the right medication.
Hiya, alright, I'm not. Lads, I'm having a breakdown. Somebody somewhere is out to get me, and I've had enough! Leave me alone! I swear to God, every time I get in my car, there's a frigging disaster. So I've been a professional tribute act for about 18 months. In that time, I have barely cancelled a show. Like, I make a point, I will not turn down money. I was raised by the tightest man in Yorkshire, and I have grown up to become the tightest woman in Yorkshire. So if there's a paycheck, I'm there. But you see, tonight I was supposed to be doing a gig in North Wales. I was really excited. I was like, yep, let's go earn that coin. I love my job. I'm one of the very few people that can genuinely say they love their job. So I set off at just after 4. It's on the road. I'm going to arrive just before 8 o'clock. Brilliant. I go on stage at 9:15. I start approaching Woodhead Pass, which for anybody that doesn't know what Woodhead Pass is, it's the worst road in Britain. It's where dreams go to die.
Is anyone else sick to death of these absolute whingers who say they're going to leave the UK to start again in another country because the UK is on its way down? You know who these fucking whiny brats are. They're all, I'm going to live in Thailand for a better quality of life. Or I'm moving to Greece because the UK is too dangerous. The cost of living crisis is out of hand. Take a look at the video and tell me who in their right mind would want to leave this. The people of Britain have never had it so good, and I say to these whiny brats, fuck off and don't come back. I just don't understand it. We've got beaches like this 5 minutes from our doorsteps. Show me something better in Thailand or Greece. It's just not possible. There are highly paid jobs and rewarding careers in the UK and some of the world's top employers. Why would you want to leave this? The fact of the matter is the UK is better off without these defeatists. Let them go, I say, but once they're gone, they can't fucking come back.
You know, we've been on the motorway now for a few hours on the way to Cornwall, and I don't know who needs to hear this, right, but the way it works, the whole moving lanes things, is you indicate, and if it is safe to go, you can go. You don't start moving, then indicate and just assume everyone else will fucking slow down for it. That's not the way this works. And it keeps fucking happening. And the amount of people that are going 60 in the middle lane or the third lane, what are you doing? We just drove past like a pile of dead things. What the fuck? And then something else I don't quite understand is the lorries that are overtaking each other 1 mile an hour quicker because they're limited or something. Just stay behind. Are you really getting anywhere that much faster when you're both going the same speed? And then there's the people in the third lane who seem to just know something the rest of us don't, going 300 mile an hour.
Because why does WhatsApp feel the need to announce when you've left the group chat? Is there an option to leave the group chat silently? Because I feel awkward, and maybe it's because of the British in me and I'm just disgustingly polite. But I actually want to leave without people knowing I've left.
Do you know what? I don't normally come on here and have a rant, but you're going to get one now because it's been a while since I've done a rant. So I went up to London yesterday with my family, had an absolute ball of a day, it was great. And got on the old grinder to see what sort of men there were, because we popped in Soho for a bevy. And, like, don't get me wrong, there's some absolutely gorgeous fucking men up there, like, and no one's denying that. But, like, if they've messaged, like, when I'm back home and I live in Guildford, I don't live in London, I feel like all the gays that live in London just think that London is just London. It's like its own place. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's a beautiful place to go, but, like, there is other bits to do, not just in London. Like, go to the countryside, come to Guildford, like, it's so pretty. Or anywhere out of London. I just like calling them, like, London people. It's just London, London, London. And it's normally when you're coming back up to London. Well, I'm not. You can come to Guildford. Like, I'm not a fucking escort. Like, I'm sorry. Get off your lazy arse and get out of London. Do you know what I mean?